Public Participation in Salmon Farm Planning Permissions, Part 1. How we, the public, may register our opinion for or against a new salmon farm. We, the people, have the right to express our opinions on all applications for planning permission, but we don't have long to do so, 14 to 28 days, and we really need to know what we're doing before public consultation begins. The community of Slate in South Skye learnt how this should be done while successfully defending Loch Slappin and Loch Eshort from a total of 4 salmon farm applications. We intend to share what we learnt with Wester Ross before the Horse Island planning application is submitted. A community prepared is a community armed. People who intend to support the Horse Island fish farm may choose to ignore these presentations. A new salmon farm is being proposed for sea adjacent to Horse Island in the Summer Isles. Horse Island is in the heart of the Wester Ross Marine Protected Area, the MPA. Arguably, salmon farming is not a force for good in sensitive marine ecosystems and adjacent rivers. In fact, it is demonstrably harmful and therefore does not belong in an MPA. Thanks to commercial and political pressures, public opinion, no matter how well informed, has an uphill struggle if it is to influence a decision to site the fish farm where Scottish Sea Farms wishes to put it. Local people have already been expressing their well-informed opinions, and it is hoped that, given information, many more will.
There's strong opposition to a proposed fish farm in the West Highlands. It's mooted for Ullapool within a Scottish Government marine protected area. Objectors claim the industry is filthy and damaging to the environment. The applicant says it would create jobs and fund new homes. Ian Ramage reports.
We, of course, agree with the objector's view and can support our case with evidence. If we are to present the authorities with a competent argument, we all need to know what the evidence is. Other videos by the Scottish Salmon think tank provide that, while this and subsequent videos explain how to present considered objections to the Highland Council's planning department and thus to the planning committee that will decide whether or not to grant planning permission. First, unknown to us until it happens, the applicant delivers an application form and a load of supporting documentation to the Highland Council's planning department. As far as we're concerned, only the local community council will be informed directly. Most of us will find out because somebody notices an advertisement in the local newspapers, here in the West Highland Free Press, and then tells others. It is at this stage we leap into action with only 28 days to express our individual and community opinions. We must be vigilant. In 2012, the South Skye community learnt about the first of 4 applications to site a salmon farm in their lochs with only 2 weeks before close of consultation, and had to learn from zero as much as they possibly could about the industry, the implications of the application, what their opinion would be, and then how to comment. With the Horse Island application yet to be submitted, we have more time and 10 years' experience on our side. We make our opinions known to the Highland Council via its planning portal, online or by email or post. Advertisements may be very small and almost hidden among all sorts of projects requiring planning permission, but of no interest to us. This one contained 2 planning applications for salmon farm developments. To find out what's going on, we visit the Highland Council's ePlanning portal. It's readily available from the homepage at www.highland.gov. Click. Click. Don't change status. We want all. And type in Horse Island. Click on search. You will find that the return key won't do this for you. If you know the application's code number, that will bypass applications for sheds, patios or whatever. But of course, with an uninhabited island, that's unlikely to be a serious problem. Here are the search results at the time of making this video. Before the application has been submitted, there are a few documents to investigate. In our case, so far, only 2. The pre-application screening and scoping procedures. Screening quite briefly decides whether or not assessment of the environmental status of the site is going to be required. Scoping decides in some detail how that assessment should be carried out and why. First, select Screening. You have now arrived at the page where many options are available, particularly useful later. It also provides a formal description of the application. 12 90-metre cages is unusually small these days, so be ready to detect a change later, perhaps to 12 120-metre cages. Click on Documents. 2 documents appear, each of which you can open and read by clicking on the little symbols in the View column. The screening opinion document is very brief. The applicant has been instructed that an environmental statement will be required. From our point of view, quite right too. The applicant is now sent a 3-page letter of instructions regarding the environmental statement, now called an Environmental Impact Assessment, an EIA. Scoping must now be carried out. Having inspected the screening documents, backtrack to the results page. You will probably be asked to reload the page, which you can do by clicking on the refresh icon or the F5 key. Back at Results, click on the Scoping box. Once again, click on Documents. This time there is only one document. Once the application is in, there will be 50 plus. Click to view it. This time we have a substantial document of, in this instance, 27 pages. From it we learn about the predicted pre-survey ecology of the proposed site and the opinions of the statutory regulators about it. The developer provides its opinions which might not be fully impartial. Be sure to scrutinise them with a fine-tooth comb. Then the Highland Council, Nature Scot, formerly S&H, and Marine Scotland Science contribute their opinions. A highlighter and copious notes will consolidate your own responses. Read critically. You will find facts you don't quite believe and facts you didn't know, but they seem to be significant. Don't presume that official responses will match your own considered opinions. It is here that compromises begin, when regulations start to become weakened. You won't understand all of it, but if you dig deep, there's a good chance you'll find official attitudes that make your hair stand on end. You will then already have information upon which to base your arguments in that forthcoming 28-day public consultation. So, unless the applicant has submitted since preparation of this video, that's where we are now. We still have time to share information and get well prepared while we wait for the announcement of public consultation. When it comes, this is what it will look like. And here are the details, including that application code, which will be with us until the decision to permit or refuse has been made. Since we don't yet have an application to look at, we'll illustrate the procedure with one that has already been decided and refused. Balmaqueen on the Isle of Skye, code 20-00097 FUL. This time the search will take you straight to the application summary. First click on Documents. Here there are not just 1 or 2 but 80 documents. This is the end of consultation with a lot of comment letters included, which we'll discuss later. The ones that we're interested in will be the applicant's documents and the responses provided by the statutory consultees, Marine Scotland Science, MSS, Nature Scot and the Scottish Environment Protection Agency, SEPA, and others. Beware! In recent times, certain of these consultees have not delivered in time for us to include our opinions of their appraisals in our letters. If that happens, we shamelessly send in a second letter criticising their considerations and expressing our dissatisfaction with their slovenly behaviour. They are public servants failing in their duty and should be called out on it. It's a good idea for somebody to conserve a complete collection of the application documents. I create a new folder for each fish farm application, the left column, containing subfolders for the application documents, comment letters I and others write, and anything else of relevance, such as the Planning Committee's meeting webcast. It saves going online each time I need to consult a document and make sure I have them all, including, for instance, an unannounced replacement application form, which did happen the one time we noticed. If somebody can have a quiet word with the Nature Scot officer dealing with the application, request access to or copies of the applicant's seabed videos. Our experience has shown that video footage can expose breathtaking incompetence, cheating, and inexplicable acceptance of biological nonsense by statutory consultees. Public consultation. How to participate. Look out for the advertisement and make sure you tell other people. 1. Examine the documents and don't try to exceed your capacity. Ignore the documents that baffle you or seem irrelevant. The ones that really matter to our arguments will be the applicant's documents, maps, etc., environmental impact assessment and consultee comments. Consider the EIA in the light of all you know about salmon farming and marine ecology. We will have resources to assist with all that, community briefings, experience shared within the community, a little book originally written for the South Skye community, Holes, Scotland's salmon sewage scandal, and the Scottish Salmon Think Tank's website and YouTube channel. The links are in the notes below this video. 2. Prepare your comments. A simple comment against or for, online or by letter, will count as a vote against or for. State clearly that your comment is for or against the application. A detailed discussion surely counts as a vote, but we are unsure how much well-informed public opinion informs decision-making, but we always apply critical thinking backed up by evidence. 3. There are several ways to submit your comments. If they're not complicated, write them directly into the online form. Take care though, if you copy and paste directly into the online form, it will lose all of its formatting and become a single paragraph. To comment online, find your way as usual to the application summary page, but this time click on Comments. Until the consultation is underway, this is what you'll see, but when the time comes you will understand what to do. If you prefer, write a formal letter and send it attached to an email as a PDF or document with an unambiguous object or approve covering note. And the third option is to post your letter to the Highland Council at the address provided in the advertisement. When you've recovered from being dragged through the Highland Council's ePlanning portal, please watch the other videos in this special Horse Island series and, of course, visit the Scottish Salmon Think Tank's YouTube channel, where we provide many more information and discussion-packed videos about salmon farming.